My cousin just offended her overweight son after he ate all of my birthday cake before it was time to eat it. Reddit. Have you ever seen a parent defend someone over something outrageous? Story 1. My ex-sister-in-law defended her 13-year-old son after he punched a 2-year-old by saying, "He's got anger control issues, it's not his fault." Granted, she's right that he has issues, but when the 2-year-old's mom got angry, she acted like the other mom was crazy. Story 2. I was working retail one day, and this kid of about 6 or 9 years old comes in with his wail of a mother. It was a pretty busy day, and we had associates everywhere trying to get work done. Well, this kid comes in and starts picking up things off the shelves, looking at them briefly, and then proceeds to throw them over his shoulder and move on. I then have to approach them and ask if they need any help finding something today. The boy just grunts and keeps moving on, throwing things off the shelves. At this point, I go grab my manager on duty and tell them to get him out of the store because it's going to be my ass that has to clean that up. When he goes and approaches the woman, she starts yelling, "This is my fucking right and his fucking right as citizens of this country to do what we please." We had to threaten to call security to get them to leave. Some people. Story 3. I was in Walmart buying a frozen pizza for dinner a few weeks ago, and there was this kid about 6 or 7 in front of me screaming because he wanted a candy bar. This old man in a wheelchair behind me yelled, "You're singing out of pitch, sing it right, or shut up." My greatest moment in Walmart. Story 4. We have a small portion of our extended family that once was part of the military and moved to Alaska. Their patriarch was killed working on an oil field after he retired from the military, and they sued and received a massive settlement plus his life insurance, as well as his military pension. Cue the present day, and imagine the Palins without ambition, gluttonous beyond mortal comprehension, and ongoing petty malevolent quarrels between them that stretch back decades over money. At some point around Christmas last year, the grandson of the deceased gained control over the estate of the matriarch after she had a series of strokes from being 400 pounds for 20 years. He had been taking care of her, going to college and taking care of a family of his own. So he asked for help from them, but all they were worried about was when she was going to die so they could get more money. So he cut them all off. At the beginning of summer, after 6 months or so of rehabilitation, she penned a new will and made it permanent after finding out what happened. She has 5 children, and they are all suing her. Her daughters have never had a job, ever. The other 2, the brothers, have ran a series of failed businesses into the ground and owe money to the IRS, the state of Alaska, and banks. So, as it goes, I'm a young professional, and beginning next month, me and my fiancé will be taking care of 2 of the other children as they go to their first semester of college. Their parents have to sell their house to eat and will be living out of an RV. Their mom looking for her first job at 55. 1. The girl is morbidly obese, and I was warned by a mother not to leave any sort of cheese, meat, or prepared food in the fridge or snacks in the pantry and expect them to be there when I come back from work. The son, I have to make sure, never has access to my wallet, or he may steal my credit card information to buy Korean MMO currency. This is going to be interesting. I may regret this, but they are family. Story 5. My parents have these friends who had a kid late in life, and they let that kid run fucking rampant. He curses, screams, kicks, bites, breaks shit, etc. One evening, we were all sitting out in their backyard at a barbecue, and this kid drops trowel on the front porch steps and starts to take a shit. His mom yelled, "Bryce, god damn it, go further out for that." So the kid stops mid-shit, waddles further out into the yard with his pants around his ankles still, and finishes. When my mom tried to say something about it, the kid's mom got up in arms and said, "What the hell are you expecting from him? He's only 5. Story 6. One day, I forgot my lunch and had to work a 10-hour shift. Luckily, one of my managers is amazing, and she bought me a few cookies, so I could have a snack until my boyfriend could bring me lunch. At the counter of work, we have a smaller counter that's a bit lower than the counter. It's attached at the side. A man and his morbidly obese kid walk in, so I set my cookies down there until after I helped them. I turned around to get the father's coffee, and when I turned back, the kid was climbing on the counter and took one of my cookies. I had no idea what to say. When the father noticed, all he said was, "He has a learning disability." I was so shocked that I said, Having an idiot for a parent isn't a disability. My manager insisted he pay for me to have a new cookie, but he said, "No, my son has a learning disability. This is discrimination." I hope him and his porker of a kid drowned. Story 7. Went into a shop where a kid was running about crazy. I stand in line to ask the staff a question. The boy runs up and kicks me as hard as he can. Mother told me, "It's because you're a stranger." Yeah, because that absolves your arsehole child from being wrong, does it? He is a stranger to me. I never kicked him in the face back, did I? Oh shit, forgot to add. My niece's birthday came, and her brother decided to destroy the house because he wanted presents too, and it was unfair. His aunt, the other side of the family, said it was okay, she will take him to get presents, and it was our fault for not including him. The women never even bought my niece anything, not even a sweet. Story 8. My friend, my brother and his friend, and I were once at our summer house. So my friend and I were jumping on our trampoline and having a blast. And my brother's friend comes along and picks up a rock, puts it in his slingshot, and shoots it right in her left eye. So she's crying, and we both go to my dad, who is talking to my brother's friend's mother. We tell her, his mother, what happened. And my brother and his friend are right beside us, still playing with the slingshot, and his mother tells us how it wasn't his fault, that it was an accident, and that we were in the way of his slingshot, that it was our fault. She then proceeds to ask her son if he did it, while still kind of defending him, and he says the most priceless thing I've ever heard. "Yeah, I shot her in the eye." His mom is all quiet for a few seconds, and then proceeds to tell us that he's joking. He's now a criminal. Story 9. My uncle and his family live with my grandmother. His wife has an iPad that she lets her son use. He's 4. My grandmother also has an iPad, but keeps it in her room mostly. Recently, my cousin has been acting quite spoiled. The worst situation was when my uncle had friends over, and my cousin went into my grandmother's room and took her iPad while she was sleeping. Took it outside and damaged it quite a bit. My grandmother was obviously not very happy, and she told my cousin that he was not allowed to use her iPad again. My useless aunt got pissed and started shouting at my grandmother and telling her that he was just a baby and that she needed to stop picking on him. My cousin has also been known to hit her and break her things. My grandmother just takes it now. The worst part is that his parents don't correct him. I worked as a private investigator for a few years. I carry my gun all the time. One night, my cousin comes to visit me with her 13-year-old son. More backstory, people within my family always considered me to be nice, strict, and fair. I'm also ex-military, so this little fucker gets into my room, broke the lock, loads my gun, Walther P5, and tries to leave with it. I am a fucking detective. I can tell you are acting funny. I ask him what is wrong. My cousin knows me well. She stops and stands in front of the door. This shitstick draws on me. I draw on him. Smith & Wesson 44 model 629. It's a much bigger gun. He drops the gun. His mother went apeshit. How can you point a gun at him? He wasn't going to shoot. You shouldn't have guns. She doesn't visit me anymore because I am a dangerous man that shoots children. We sincerely appreciate you taking the time to watch our YouTube video. If you find our content helpful and enjoyable, please click the subscribe button to stay updated on any new videos we share in the future. Thank you once again, and we hope to see you in our next upcoming videos.